the illusion of nothing works, and the hidden truth in the field of possibilities. There are moments in life when everything seems to empty out. Have you ever felt that? Days when effort bears no fruit, when prayers seem not to pass through the ceiling, and every attempt at change crashes against an invisible wall. It feels as if life itself is silently saying, "Nothing works." That phrase echoes inside the chest, heavy as if it were a verdict. And yet, perhaps it is only a reflection of the state in which your energy currently resides. Imagine for a moment a very dark night. No stars, no moon, only darkness. You walk, unable to see the next step. At that moment, the mind whispers, "There is no way out." But the truth is the stars are still there, only hidden by clouds. The same happens within you. The field of infinite possibilities has never disappeared. It has only been covered by the weight of beliefs, fear, and emotional exhaustion. Bruce Lipton reminds us that we are living gardens. Our thoughts are seeds, our emotions the soil that nourishes them, and our subconscious beliefs the invisible roots that determine what truly grows. How many times have you believed you were planting flowers but, without noticing, watered weeds? How many times have you cultivated hope on the surface while, underground, doubt, fear, and unworthiness grew stronger? Joe Dispenza describes this conflict as an energetic short circuit. The heart vibrates at one frequency, the brain insists on another, and the electromagnetic field that should expand your intention becomes fragmented. It's like trying to tune into a radio station with interference. The music exists, but the noise distorts it. This is the experience of nothing works. It is not the absence of response. It is the lack of alignment between what you desire and what you vibrate. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine your heart in silence. Picture within it a luminous field, pulsing, waiting only for coherence. This field does not ask when or how. It simply responds to what you vibrate now. If within you there is fear, frustration, and resistance, the field mirrors that back. If there is gratitude, openness, and trust, the response manifests as flow. The universe is not a judge. It is a mirror. And I know it can be painful to hear this when you are tired, exhausted from trying. When all you want is a sign that something will change. But perhaps the sign is this very moment. This silence. This video reaching you. Perhaps the very feeling of nothing works is the universe's invitation, asking you to turn your gaze inward and realize that it is not the world outside that is blocked. It is your inner system calling for realignment. So, before we move on, take a deep breath. Allow yourself to welcome frustration, anger, and fatigue. Do not fight against it now. Just feel it. Give space for these emotions to be acknowledged. Because all healing begins with the acceptance of what hurts. And the answer you are seeking is not lost. It already vibrates in the field, waiting only for you to align with it again. The invisible trap. The effective dissonance between desire and vibration. Have you noticed how sometimes the mind says, "I want prosperity," but the body vibrates scarcity? Or how the mouth repeats positive affirmations, while the heart still carries fear and doubt? It is this incoherence, often silent, that creates the experience of stagnation. Bruce Lipton's epigenetics shows that we are not victims of our genes, but often prisoners of subconscious programs inherited or cultivated throughout life. These programs act as invisible scripts, determining how we perceive the world and the choices we make, even without realizing it. You may desire abundance, but if within you there is a belief that money corrupts, your vibration sends out contradictory signals. Joe Dispenza reminds us, the heart and brain must be in coherence. Conscious desire must be in harmony with subconscious belief. When this does not happen, it's like trying to drive with one foot on the accelerator and the other on the brake. The car may move, but the wear is immense, and the destination is never reached. A real example comes from common reports in spiritual communities. People who, even while practicing daily affirmations of abundance, remain trapped in the anxiety of not having enough. The result? Their predominant vibration was not prosperity, but fear. It's like planting a tree and every day tearing away part of its root while watering it. And you? What recurring thoughts have been inhabiting your mind? What inner phrases repeat themselves in silence, even when you pretend not to hear them? Identifying these patterns is like turning on the light in a dark room. Suddenly you see what was always there, guiding your steps without your awareness. The myth of control. Why you cannot force the universe to act on your timeline. One of the greatest sources of suffering comes from expectation. We believe the universe should move when we want, in the way we want. But this attempt at control creates almost invisible resistance. Greg Braden reminds us, the unified field does not respond to pressure, but to emotional coherence. The anxious request, "When will this happen?" sends the field a message of lack, not fulfillment. Think of the river metaphor. You can enter it, feel the current, float on the water. But if you try to push it with your hands, creating pressure, the flow does not accelerate. On the contrary, turbulence increases. The same happens with your energy. When you try to force divine timing, you create inner whirlpools that disrupt the process itself. Letting go is not giving up. Letting go is trusting. It is allowing your intention to remain clear, but letting the path unfold without the rigidity of expectation. It is like planting a seed. You don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You trust the invisible process of the soil, the timing of the rain, the warmth of the sun. And maybe that's what the universe is asking of you now, that you plant, water with gratitude, and allow manifestation to follow the rhythm of the universal flow, not the rhythm of your anxiety. The fatal error, confusing action with alignment. We live in a culture that idolizes action. We believe that doing more is the solution to everything. But when it comes to manifestation and spirituality, disconnected action is like running in circles. Lots of movement, little progress. Bruce Lipton reminds us that 95% of what we do is guided by the subconscious. This means that if we do not reprogram our beliefs, we may act incessantly and still remain stuck in the same cycle. It is like driving a car with the handbrake on. The revelation is counterintuitive. It is not the amount of action that defines the result, but the quality of the vibration that sustains it. Action born from inner coherence is light, precise, almost effortless. Action born from resistance is heavy, draining, unfruitful. Try a simple practice. Before acting, close your eyes and feel what it would be like to have already achieved what you desire. Allow your body to be filled with that sensation. Let joy, peace, and gratitude spread. Then act from that state. This is the path of coherent manifestation. Emotion before action, vibration before movement. The hidden role of neurochemistry in manifestation. There is a little discussed but essential detail. Our emotional states are directly linked to the chemistry flowing through the body. When stress dominates, cortisol rises. The brain shifts into survival mode. In that state, it is impossible to access the creativity, imagination, and flow necessary for manifestation. It's like trying to write poetry while surrounded by deafening sirens. But when you breathe deeply, activate gratitude, and allow yourself to visualize with clarity, other neurotransmitters come into play. Dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin. The body relaxes, the heart opens, and the field around you expands in coherence. 3 simple steps can transform your state. Breathe consciously until you feel your body lighter. Bring to mind something you are already deeply grateful for. Then visualize, not as a future desire but as present reality. In this state, your vibration becomes an irresistible invitation to the universal field. The language of the universe, How to hear and respond to the signs. Perhaps you have asked yourself, why doesn't the universe respond? But what if it has already been responding, in ways so subtle you have not yet perceived them? Neville Goddard teaches us that persistent imagination creates reflections in the world. The signs are vibrational echoes of what we feel most intensely. It's like being in an echo chamber. The sound you make returns to you, but sometimes it takes a while to recognize that the echo is only your own voice reflected back. The signs of the universe may come as coincidences, unexpected encounters, dreams, intuitions, or even repeated obstacles showing you where not to insist any longer. Ignoring them is like covering your ears to a gentle melody. Try recording these signs. Keep a journal. Write down dreams, repetitions, small coincidences. Gradually, you will see an invisible thread connecting events, as if the universe were silently weaving your reality. The answer lies in the field, not outside of you. The feeling of nothing works is not the end. It is only an invitation to look within. Bruce Lipton shows us that the quantum field responds to what we vibrate. Neville Goddard reminds us that what we feel is real has already begun to be woven in the invisible. You do not need to wait for an external miracle. Transformation begins when your heart, your mind, and your energy align. When you vibrate consistently, the universe reorganizes around your frequency. Picture yourself as a lighthouse. When your light vibrates in coherence, ships are guided by your brightness. You don't need to chase the sea. The sea responds to your presence. Perhaps the universe's greatest answer to you today is this: you are not alone. You are not broken. You are in transformation. And every emotion, every silence, every apparent failure may be preparation for the manifestation of the life you deserve to live.